Whether you're looking for a powerful army to bring into Legends League, or looking for a strong 3-star attack strategy, I've got you covered. So this is a very flexible attack, okay? And much like Town Hall 11 and 12, you're going to be using your Queen charge to eliminate the CC troops and eliminate as many Tier 1 and 2 threats as possible, prioritizing the Tier 1 threats. And we'll talk about the tiers in my next slide. But anyways, you're then going to use the Siege Barracks to do one of two things. Okay, and you're going to see an example of both in this video. One, you can use them to reinforce your Queen in case she loses some healers. Or two, you could use it to clear the other side of the funnel if the Queen is still going strong. And once that's done, you should have a solid funnel made for your hybrid throughout the rest of the base. Either that, or you should have a clear path to the core of the base where the rest of the Tier 1 defenses are, okay? On all these phases, you are going to want to prioritize getting these Tier 1 defenses down. So when I put things in tiers, what I mean is they are the biggest threat to your troops, mostly the hybrid, okay? So for your Queen charge, you definitely want to take out the CC troops, though there will be an exception in this video. But you also want to prioritize these Tier 1 defenses. That's 4 things, okay? It's going to be 2 scatter shots, the artillery, and the Giga Inferno. You want to get at least 2 of those, unless you can create a clear path for your hybrid to get all of them very quickly, which is going to happen in one of these replays. Tier 2, I kind of put on their own, are the King, Queen, and Royal Champion. They all pose a threat in a different way. King's just a tank. Royal Champion and Queen can shoot them at a distance and mess up their pathing. And then, of course, your Tier 3 defenses are going to be your multi-target Infernos, Bomb Towers, Wizard Towers, and Expos. Things that can do a lot of damage to a lot of targets. Now, all of these are done with the same army. I can go into the specifics of every single one, but there are some that are really obvious, like healers and miners, so who the cares? You got the loons for Coco Loons. You got your wall breakers just to break yourself in. Your archers, baby dragons, and minions are just to do funneling and cleanup, and then the headhunter is just for those exposed heroes. Nice and simple, with plenty of heal support and rage support for your Queen charge and your hybrid. So for the first replay here, remember when you're planning one of these attacks, you really have to make sure that you get a lot of value for your Queen charge, and that for the most part is going to determine your success here. Okay, so when you look at your Tier 1 defenses, artillery, scatters, and town halls are all in a small area over here, okay? So, and then on top of that, you have the heroes over here, but Sharky is not going to start over here in the most obvious place because you got the 2 expos, 3 heroes. That's just too much heat to start with on your Queen charge. So what Sharky's going to do is he's going to start the Queen over here, and since you don't have a lot of things that can target air on this trash over here, is going to use a wizard to take out some buildings and a baby dragon. And one other base design flaw is this cannon is only 3 tiles away from this wall, which means the Queen will be able to shoot it and then continue over this way, where if the cannon was 1 tile over, this wouldn't be as safe to do because the Queen would have to come around this wall here, and then she'd be more likely to walk this way where there is not very much value except maybe the artillery if she gets deep into the base. Okay, so I'll go ahead and hit play here, and the first thing that Sharky exploits here, first of all, putting loons over there, those are not just lures, those are Coco loons as well. Okay, he's looking for seeking air mines because eventually his Queen is going to walk up there. Now, as you can see, you have witches. Okay, if you do not know what's in the CC, I don't care what town hall level you are, and you're Queen walking, you need to have a poison, because if you run into witches and you do not have a poison, your Queen walk is finished. I don't care what level your Queen is. Okay, so he used the poison nice and deep to make sure the witches walk into it. And use the wizard over there to help with these skeletons. One wizard over here, he's going to drop a baby dragon to clear this stuff. And the baby dragon placement was a little off. Ideally, it would have been more over here so that it got the army camp. But regardless, like I said, see right now, this is what I'm talking about. If the cannon was one tile further that way, the queen would have to come around over here, and then she surely would have walked. But this cannon is right there, so when you're building your bases, definitely keep that in mind. But anyways, she gets that down, and Sharky is going to break his way into this compartment, because from that compartment, she can reach a multi-target, an expo, and a scatter shot. That's 2 tier 2 defenses and 1 tier 1 defense. So 1 tier 1 defense is already gone. Brilliant. And he's already got 2 wizard towers, some extra, the cannon and archer tower over here, and more importantly, he's creating a funnel, okay? So we'll pause again here. Just bear with me, and we got all this trash over here, and the siege barrack is going to come down here. It's going to clear all this trash, leaving a nice thin funnel here straight to the artillery. But he's not just going to do a wide deployment here. He's going to drop all his miners right here, and they're going to kind of converge over here at the same time as the hogs kind of funnel the miners back in this way. Okay, so anyways, Sharky is about to encounter, first of all, another splash damage building, the bomb tower, another tier 2 defense. And he's going to encounter all of the heroes, okay? If you can get 2 tier 1 defenses down and all the heroes and make a solid funnel for your hybrid, you're in good shape, okay? He uses the headhunter to help kill the king. That's 1 hero down. And now he's about to approach the queen and the royal champion. But we look over here, and he's using the king with the siege barracks. And that's one way to use the king here with the siege barracks to get a lot more value, okay? So you see the P.E.K.K.A. went one way, so these wizards have tanking, but he put the king on this side so that these wizards can get more value as well, okay? And at this point, it's still a little while before the siege barrack releases, but he already has his miners coming in, because at this point, the queen still has her ability, and she is going to be able to use the ability to take out these heroes up here, okay? And as you can see, there's not a lot of room for traps here, okay? So his hybrid is relatively safe upon the entry there. Though we do have the eagle shots, which is why he puts that heel down. And he's probably watching them very carefully right now. The queen has used the ability to take out both the royal champion and the archer queen. And there's the second bomb tower. And now the artillery has gone down, and there's only 1 tier 1 defense left over. And he uses a heel to make sure that his troops can go through that. And as you can see, by the time he gets through this mostly max base, aside from some hero levels, most of his troops are alive in a complete obliteration of this base, in a very well done attack by Sharky. So for our second replay, we do have the maxed heroes here. It looks like all defenses are maxed, and Sharky is just putting a little archer there just to start some cleanup ahead of time. And he's going to have the queen come in here, because there's a lot of value just by walking the queen in here, including 2 tier 1 defenses, and then some tier 2 defenses as well, right, including that wizard tower, and then you have 2 heroes as well. So definitely a good amount of value here, and he's using the baby dragon to make sure that the queen goes left. 1 hero down. Now we have the king over there. Luckily she does end up walking south. She gets an air defense down. Now there's your first tier 1 defense down, the artillery. But this time the queen walk is not going to get the warden, is not going to get the Giga Tesla. So you're going to see another way, the other way, to deal with the town hall, assuming you're not bringing a blimp, of course, which is an option. Which is, he's going to use his Grand Warden ability, okay? So now he actually uses the siege barracks to reinforce the queen, and then he's going to use his hybrid to take out the remaining tier 1 defenses, okay? Remember, the priority is to take out that inferno, and he hits the ability right as they're going through to keep his hybrid alive so that they can make it to that scatter shot. And of course you have that single inferno on the opposite side, which is not a huge threat to the hybrid. It's definitely a threat to your queen charge, but not for your hybrid, okay? And at this point there are still plenty of miners alive. He did use that 1 freeze on the defense, but he still has 1 freeze left over, and he could have swagged the second one. So another very well done convincing attack by Sharky. So now we have the third replay here, and we get to a ring base, right? With 3 of the 4 tier 1 defenses in the middle. What he's going to do, unfortunately, he kind of makes a bit of a mistake, but what happens here is you're going to see an example of one thing that the Royal Champion can do very well when paired with the hybrid, which is kill the... Oh, that was magical. CC troops, okay? So personally, what I would have done is, since it's so easy to lure, just lure the CC troops right away, and then start the Archer Queen, just so she can get that done right away, rather than be forced to have the hybrid take care of it, or more specifically, the Royal Champion and the poison. Gets into the base, nice and easy. So you got the king on this side cleaning these buildings, the P.E.K.K.A. on this side, right? And keep in mind, look, he had the wizard take out this building, and once the king is here, he's going to take out these buildings and then walk inside, especially since he's got the super wall breaker. That's the power of that super wall breaker. And then you have them clearing this side, okay? So I don't know what Sharky was doing. I don't know if he meant to have them join, but what I usually do is have my queen walk one way, the siege walk the other way, and then I have the hybrid go into the middle. But what happens is the siege joins the Archer Queen, so maybe it was on purpose, since Sharky did that in the last replay as well. And then here comes the hybrid, with the Royal Champion and the Warden, right? So he's already used the Warden's ability, okay? And the tome is going to wear off before the Giga Inferno is destroyed, okay? So for those of you who don't know, yes, Max Hogs will survive that. You can heal through the Giga Inferno without the Warden's ability. And now you have the CC troops. Again, it's witches. You gotta have the poison for those, okay? Freeze is not enough. But anyways, he has the poison on them. And the Royal Champion is going to help take them out, along with, even though there's a Barbarian King with them, okay? So those hogs are going to go ahead and they're going to die, which often happens. But anyways, the miners are going to end up right in front of the queen. So I'll speed this back up here. And at this point, we have a healer switch onto the miners. The miners are tanking for the queen, and this base is GG. Boom, that Coco Loom was OP. Nice, easy 3-star. You should have on a completely maxed ring base. You should have no problem with these ring bases. And most of you will have already used this attack at TH11 and 12, and just keep in mind the tier list, okay, and how much it's changed since Town Hall 12. You have those scatter shots, and they're really important to take out along with that Royal Champion, okay? So if you don't have most of tier 1 and 2 gone by the time you send your hybrid, then you f***ed up. So make sure you plan to take out most of tier 1 and 2 with your queen charge. So like always, if this was helpful, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to see more video guides like this, then subscribe. And if you didn't, well, do it anyway because you're a nice person, because you pity me. I'll totally take pity. Pity is fine with me. Just like and subscribe, seriously. And hit the bell icon while you're at it.